Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to be doing some more work on the Mustang. As you can see, I actually got the front bumper put back on. Something that I was not anticipating, which I guess I probably should have, was all of the clearance issues that I had with the new heat exchanger and front bumper bar. You can see the heat exchanger right through there. Pretty nice, but yeah, there's a lot of clearance issues with it, so you can see the body line doesn't match up so well there. There's probably some more adjustment I can do, but I had to push the heat exchanger all the way back, as well as trim some of the bumper part areas. So next thing I'm going to be doing is getting the fuel pump power line ran. This is pretty much all the stuff that's left that I need to put on is in this box. Pretty cool. Getting very close. So this basically runs to the battery, just a positive terminal, and then it runs that into the trunk area where we're going to put a relay. There's instructions online that I'm going to follow, and I'll show you that basically all this requires is that we get the passenger side tire removed so I can get in the fender well to run this line, and I'll show you once I have some more progress there. Alright guys, so I got the passenger side of the car lifted up, and I got the fender liner all ready to come out. I did have like some spiders living in here. There's a really big one living up in there that I squished. So I'm just gonna spray everything with some brake clean just to make sure everything's dead in there, because I don't want any surprises. And oh, there's another right there. Yep. You get some more brake clean. I'm gonna drench this thing. My car's been sitting for a while with the supercharger install, and then with the COVID and everything, I haven't really been driving, so I'm gonna go get some more brake clean. This actually just ran out, so I'm gonna go get some more. But that's basically you remove the tire and then remove the retaining clips, and you should be able to pull this out. There we go. And as you can see, I've ran a bunch of other wires. This is for my EOS 6 Quick 6 controller that controls the transmission. These lines go to the ECU or the PCM to get some necessary readings. So I'm gonna go ahead and route the cable. Basically, this goes on the bolt right there. You just unbolt that, get this in place, and then route this down this way. And there's a little opening here and right into the driver or the passenger footwell area. It'll go through there, along, and then into the trunk. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up in here, some brake clean, and then route that wire. All right guys, I got the positive end under the battery terminal there. I just cut a little slot for it so this can sit properly on here, and then fed that line down through to the hole. I just felt it. You might want to remove your battery box to see it, but I was able to find it. I'd also recommend wrapping the line with some electrical tape or some wire loom when it comes through here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this end and feed it into the passenger footwell here. Let's go inside, pull it through. Basically, once you have this wire pulled through, you can go ahead and put your inner tire well in, as well as put your wheel back on. That's really all you need to do on this, or on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this through and get that done. All right guys, I got the wire all ran all the way to the back. It's all hidden inside the cab. So basically you'll just want to follow this line down along with the wire harness across. And then over here, here's the relay that is provided, and the other grounds. I believe we're going to need to remove this right here to get this ground in, and then we're probably gonna have to splice into some of these wires. This is for the fuel pump, I believe, but should be easy enough. You see some splicing tools and should be easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and follow the instructions here, and I'll show you guys as I go. All right guys, got this all wired up. It might look like a lot, but I will explain it here. It is actually very simple. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to unplug this here. On the very far left, so that one, there's a white wire. That needs to be cut. So you can see that's where it comes from the harness. This is where it goes into the plug. From there, you're going to want to crimp these on. So this line right here that goes to the actual plug side, that goes to 87 on the relay. The side that goes to the harness here, the black line, it goes to 85 on here. The line that comes from the battery all the way up front goes to 30, which is the bottom. And then this ground that goes to the chassis that plugs into 86. Once you have all your relay connections done, go ahead and heat shrink the provided heat shrink on there, plug it back in, and then you'll secure this onto the car. You can do it with this bolt right here, or you can use, I think it provided some tape somewhere in here, but that's pretty much all you need to do to get this running. So I'm gonna get this all secured down, and then I'm gonna go test the car, just turn the key on and see if the fuel pump comes on. All right guys, I got finished securing everything in the back. I'm gonna go ahead and prime the car now, so we should hear the fuel pump go. There it is, the fuel pump just ran. You'd hear it prime. Pretty nice. All right guys, yep, so that is all done. I got the relay secured right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put the trunk all back together. There's no like crazy slack or, you know, nothing on these wires that might damage them. Just wanna keep that in mind. I'm also gonna secure this down along with some zip ties. But otherwise that should do it for this with the fuel pump. It's all primed. I'm planning on getting this all fired up this weekend. There's only a couple last things that I really need. So unfortunately, again, my injectors are a problem. So speaking with Lido, basically these aren't GT 500 injectors in the sense that they were from Ford. These were normal injectors, the size I need 60 mil, that this company actually rebuilt to flow 60 pounds. So I have all the flow sheets and stuff, but Lido just told me that it's much easier to work with legit ones. So I am getting rid of these ones, and I've picked up some legit GT 500 52-pound injectors, so those should be here this weekend. That's pretty much the last thing I need past just plugging up some of this stuff, extending the harness, and getting the accessories and belt on. That's pretty much it, and then I'll be able to fire this up. So I haven't really been like 100% putting all my effort into this. I mean, I work every day and only have weekends, so I would say if you're doing this yourself and you have like a full weekend, you could probably do it. There's definitely tons of people that have been able to do this much faster than me, so that's no big deal. We got the fuel pump all done. We just need to swap out the injectors. We need to install the accessory drive and get the throttle body and elbow connected, and should be good to go. The intercooler pump's all good from the last time I was working on it, and it's getting really close to being all put together. So I'm really excited about that. So I know guys, that was a pretty short video, but that's all I got for today. Unfortunately, this should fire up this weekend, so probably the next video you see, that's probably when I'm going to be working on it. I mean, I might get to some accessories some other time before then, but definitely this weekend's where I'm planning on firing it up. So stay tuned for that. If you like the video, like, subscribe, and comment down below. Thanks.